Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of What's Going On in Games and Deals of the Week and Events. It is April 18th, and this is QQ Nub Gaming coming to you. So, there's a bunch of stuff going on again this week, like there is every week. The first thing that you're seeing here is the final Fantasy XIV free login campaign. Okay, so this game, it's still not free to play. I don't know if it ever will be free to play, but I can tell you I've played it, and it's a great game. It's a lot of fun. I'm not a huge fan of the Japanese anime style of games. The artwork and the stylized artwork that they do is generally not my thing. Although I love anime, I just don't like it so much in my games. I also don't like the really silly, childish sort of characters and kind of the strange dialogue at times. It kind of ruins those sorts of games for me. But this game is pretty good. There's still plenty of that sort of thing in it, but it's a great game. Anyhow, if you have an account and you have lapsed your subscription or you're thinking about doing it again, they have a free login for 4 days. So between the 14th and the 7th, you can log in at any point in time for free and play it for 4 days straight. It's a good way to check it out to see if you like it, and possibly may want to buy it thereafter. So that's the first thing that's going on. Next thing is Star Trek Online. So this is week 2. They are having their lead up to their new episode come out, and so they've got their weekly rewards for the new episode that just came out, and we're in week 2 right now, so you probably want to catch up on that if you play Star Trek Online. Additionally, they have a 15% key sale going on. I am not a fan of loot boxes. To me, it's like throwing your money away. But I know there are lots of people who like to do it. Some people like to see if they're lucky and press their luck, and they like to buy these things. Well, this is the time to buy it because 15% is about as cheap as they ever discount these things. If you are that kind of person and you do like these sorts of things, some people do buy these also at a discount and then sell them in game for in-game money. So if you're looking to to boost your in-game energy credits in Star Trek, this is a way to do that as well. So we kind of missed the spring sales. That was last week. But there's always sales going on of some kind. So Green Man Gaming has got some new sales. Most of them are not great. We missed the spring ones from last week or the week before, and of course Christmas. Those are the two biggest. But we'll see some good deals every now and again. So I did see a couple of good ones in here that you might be interested in. The first one is Elder Scrolls, the Gold Edition. Okay, so they've got the Gold Edition of the game for $20.57. That's as cheap as I've seen it. Maybe $19.99. I take that back, but basically $20. I tell people that if you don't have the base game and you're really on the fence and you're waffling, get it. And last week I think it was $8.50, maybe $9, maybe $9.99. I'm not sure, somewhere around there. It was under $10, and for $10, it's a ridiculously good game and a ridiculously good deal. Now the Gold Edition, includes all 4 of their DLCs and the base game, and it throws in some extra goodies. I think you get a horse and some other in-game things. But for $20. Like I said before, it's a ton of game for $20. And the way Elder Scrolls works is it's a pay-to-play, so you pay once, and everything that you've paid for, you have total access to. There are no restrictions whatsoever. So the model is pretty good. They have an in-game store where you can spend real money to buy in-game things just to kind of enhance, your appearance or the mounts that you've got or something like that. They also have their version of loot boxes, which I hate, but some people like those, and of course they fill them full of exclusive things that you can only get that way. So it's a great game. We just wrapped up the 3-year anniversary on Monday. That was yesterday, and I got to tell you, you know, I've been playing this game for the last couple months pretty solid, and I was starting to taper off a little bit, which is generally what happens, and I kind of switched to something else and then moved back. But this thing got me right back into it. The little anniversary bundle that you got additionally with each daily completion was ridiculous. It was awesome. I mean, it was one of the best item getters or money makers that I've seen to date in the game. I have 9 characters. I have 9 now, as I bought an extra character slot, but I have 8 characters that were running 6 daily crafting turn-ins every single day. So each character had this anniversary Jubilee box that had a fairly high probability for rare resources and or rare styles or motifs, recipes, or something along those lines. And I got a ton of them. Normally you would have to buy all this stuff, or you'd have to just luck out and get it for a drop or whatever. But I got a ton of it, and I would probably say in-game hundreds of thousands worth of in-game gold is what I would have spent to get what I got in the last week over this. Not to mention, of course, the double XP thing that was happening as well. So I actually was playing this on the PC and the Xbox, not simultaneously, but I was playing on both platforms, taking advantage of the double XP and these Jubilee boxes, because it was just amazing. It was a great event, but that wrapped up. So hopefully they'll do something like this again, because I loved it, and I know a lot of people did as well. But anyhow, their sale is still going on. Their try of the week free is over, but again, $20. I'm telling you, it's probably the most game that you can buy today for the money. I don't think you can buy a bigger, more comprehensive game than this for $20. All right, next to that, the next best deal is probably this Dishonored 2. 60% off. It's normally $60. It's still pretty brand new. So for $24, if you were on the fence about this, pick it up. It's a good price. You won't see a markdown until probably December, Christmas time for it. It might be around the same. It might be $20, but I don't think it's going to go much lower than that. But if you're on the fence about Dishonored 2, this would be a good time to pick it up. There are some other good ones here, like the Warhammer 40K, this new one. I love these series. I will end up picking this up. $50 for me, it's a little too much. I like to buy my games at a bigger discount. But if you're a huge fan, it's about $10-15 off of what you would normally pay. Mass Effect seeing a little bit of a sale. Mad Max, $16. I think I bought this the December after this was released for $16. So I believe I've seen this for $9. So I would hold off on that. This Automata, I've heard, is pretty good. I've actually seen some reviews of it. The other one that's kind of caught my eye is Prey. Now, I've been participating in the live streams on Fridays from Bethesda. They're doing every Friday up until release. They're doing live streams. They're giving away goodies and all sorts of things. But I don't know what it is about this game, but it just seems very interesting to me. And I've been waffling on whether I want to buy it or not. But that brings me into my next point. So we have the Prey demo that's coming out next week. 27th. It's not next week. It's like the following. Let me see here. No, it is next week. It's Thursday next week. So they'll have the playable demo on that Thursday next week, and then it's released on May 5th. So you can check that out and see if you like it. But pretty much so far, I've been watching the live streams. It looks really cool. So I think you guys will like that. Now, let's move on to Xbox. So Xbox changed out their deals today. There's a couple good deals in here. The first one is Dead Rising 4. So Dead Rising 4 is still fairly new. This is, I think, the first discount that we've seen. It might have been on sale real quick when it first came out. You know, they usually chop off $5 if you pre-order it or something like that. But it's like 45% off right now. And my son's been talking about it. He wants to get it, so we will probably end up picking this up for $35. It's a decent deal. The next one is Elite Dangerous. Now it's not. It's $40. Elite Dangerous is a good game. And this is the deluxe edition of it. $40 for me. I'm not sure I'd spend $40 on it, but you know, it's the deluxe edition. It's a great game. If you know you were considering getting it, this is a pretty decent sale. The next one that I have played, not on the Xbox, but I played on the PC, is Torment, the Tides of Numernia. Okay, this is a great game. It is a different game. It is similar to Planescape Torment, if you ever played that from years and years ago. It's got this strange mix of magic, technology, sort of post-apocalyptic worlds infested with demons and magic. It's a really strange game, but it's very cool. If you like the top-down, turn-based games in the style of Baldur's Gate or Pillars of Eternity, this game is right up your alley. It has some different mechanics in it. It's got some different classes in it that are not what you would typically see. The story is pretty good. It's a little bit complicated, but I think they've been making an effort, and they're making some videos to help people kind of understand it a little bit better. But it's a great game. I've got actually some gameplay videos on my channel if you'd like to check that out when it first came out. So that's $39. It's normally $49, so it's $10 off. My guess is Christmas time again. This is one that you'll see probably around maybe the $19 or the $29 mark. It depends on how the sales go, but it's been getting good reviews, and you know, it's fairly bug-free for being a new game. So it's definitely one that I would pick up. The rest of these I've looked at, you know, nothing really stands out for me. So I'd skip over it, or if you want, you can check them out. I mean, there's some $2.50, $5 games. You know, when games are like that, I take a look at them, and you know, it's a lot. Usually, when they're that cheap, they're games that are just meant to pass time. So you're bored, and you're like, oh, I'll just spin this up and pass some time. So anyhow, that's the events and deals for this week. Hope you have a good night, and tune in next week. Until next time.